Education is the only way for the development of a country. For the sake of awareness among people about prioritizing education, Education Conference 2012 was organized by the News and Young Group with the theme Prioritizing Education. The conference includes a galaxy of renowned people from different walks of life. This conference is meant to bring together all stakeholders from different segments, including education institutes, NGOs, business and corporate sector, and government institutions under the one platform to discuss the roadmap towards educated Pakistan.
Starting with the welcome note for the ceremony, I would like to call on stage a well-known name in the field of media management and marketing in Pakistan, Mr. Sarmad Ali. Mr. Sarmad Ali is one of the pioneers and thought leaders in the fields of advertising, marketing and media management in Pakistan. Having contributed tremendously through a career now in its third decade, Mr. Ali is currently leading as Managing Director, Jung Group, responsible for marketing and advertising. To his credit, Mr. Ali is also the President of All Pakistan Newspapers Society, as well as the President of International Advertising Association's Pakistan chapter. Please extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Sarmad Ali.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the Jung Group, Pakistan's largest media conglomerate and the publishers of your favorite daily newspaper, The News, I welcome all of you to the News Education Conference and Expo. This is the 5th year that the News Education Expo is being organized. We started out back in 2007 with a small education expo in Lahore and Islamabad, which has now become national. The Education Expo takes place every year in Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, as well as Peshawar. We are now looking at the possibility of extending the Education Expo to cities like Faisalabad and Multan as well. This is for the first time that we have organized an education conference, a conference to discuss issues of education, issues that concern all of us, issues that concern our future and the future of our younger generation. This conference will highlight the importance of education in the future development and growth and progress of Pakistan. We believe that this is our way of giving back to the society and to the community and to the country that has made us what our organization is today. And if we do not rise up to the occasion and do not give back to the society and the community that has given us so much, we will be failing in our responsibility. In the end, I would only like to quote what I've improvised it a bit, what Professor Imtiaz Gilani always says when I visit Peshawar for the News Education Expo in Peshawar, and that is, "Kaum ko sudhar do, mulk ko sawar do, taaleem ko jaar do." I hope we would be able to see education getting 4% in our lifetime. I hope that by the year 2020, Pakistan's education sector will get a minimum of 4% allocation in its GDP. I hope we are able to realize this dream, and I hope we are able to convert this dream into a reality in our lifetimes, and are able to see our children and their children progress and prosper in an educated Pakistan.
Our first guest speaker for the conference is an acclaimed and renowned name of education sector, Engineer Imtiaz Gilani, who will be sharing his thoughts on investment in education sector. Engineer Imtiaz Gilani is a tremendously accomplished figure in the fields of academia and research, both locally and internationally.
गरीब के बच्चे घर में पैदा हो गए बस that was the flip of the coin. We cannot leave them behind. They'll not want to be left behind. They will not want us to have the luxury of such facilities also if we don't take care. And let me just finish by saying Vice Chancellors have taken upon themselves that we will try to lead this country into refocusing their education policy. And let me finish, Sarmad Saab ne hamari cheez ko thoda aur add kiya, but this is what we think should be the slogan for Pakistan: Taleem ko chaar do, qaum ko sudhar do, or 4 to education, road to salvation. I thank you very much.
The next speaker joining us is a meritorious professor of biochemistry and one of the leading young scientists and educationists of Pakistan, Dr. Masoom Yasinzai. Dr. Masoom Yasinzai is currently the Vice Chancellor of Quaid-e-Azam University and Rector of International Islamic University. He is the author of over 100 research publications in top international science journals. His research work over the years has resulted in a number of scientific discoveries. He has worked as visiting faculty and research associate in many prestigious academic institutions of the world, including Chicago Medical School, USA, and Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, UK. He has received many honors and awards, including Ibn Haytham Gold Medal and Prize, 1995, Senior Fulbright Fellowship in 1993 to 1994, and professorial position at the age of 37 only. To share his thoughts on fixing the higher education model, I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Masoom Yasinzai.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me first of all start by thanking the Young Media Group for inviting me here and giving me the opportunity to share my views with you on this very important topic which is very close to my heart. I will just share with you some of the basic data, and that data is already known to most of you. I would like to make my point out of it and a message with reference to today's conference. This is the annual population growth rate of 1.8%, close to 2%, is a challenge for this nation. But as every challenge brings a bunch of opportunities also with it, there is an opportunity for us as a nation in this outburst of population. There are 55 million youth in this country. If this youth is educated, properly educated, and put on the right track, this will be your human resource in 10 years' time, and this can take this country to new heights. But with 7.3 million children out of school, unfortunately, you cannot achieve that. That will just stay as a dream with this nation. Unfortunately, this bunch of the kids, when they are out of schools, anybody can use them for any purpose. And we are already paying a very heavy price for it as a nation. Then, coming to the enrollments and comparing it with our neighbors, there is a pathetic condition, pathetic situation over there as far as Pakistan is concerned. with the gross enrollment ratio in the tertiary education hardly 5 to 6%, which in today's world is directly related to your GDP, since we are talking about we are in an era of the knowledge economy, in an era of the human capital, where nations are not built by your land that you possess, or the oil that you have, or the mineral resource that you have, but the human capital equipped with knowledge, because they count. So with this kind of the enrollment, if you are thinking of getting somewhere, I would say that is not possible. Then coming to the expenditure by the government on the education, this is the highest figure that we have ever had, the 2.4% of the GDP. But being a Vice Chancellor for the last 5-6 years, I have learned that this is just the allocation, and the actual releases, they are far, far less than this. We have been fighting kind of a war with the government for the releases for education. I must tell you, the releases are not more than hardly 1%, the actual releases. And we love to compare ourselves as a nation with India, our close neighbor. Look what is happening over there. How can you compete a nation who is spending so much on the education compared to what you are spending?
Our next esteemed speaker, Dr. Najma Najm, to share her views with us based on her experience in setting up the first women university. Dr. Najm will elaborate on the topic of education for women. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Najma Najm.
I thank the news and the Jang Group for giving me the opportunity to walk down the memory lane and to talk about one of the most difficult challenges that I faced in my life as an academician. And the challenge has been such a reward, because in this very room today, every 5 minutes, one energetic young woman would come up and say, I am a product of Fatma Jinnah Women University. They're sitting right here. I meet them at the airports, I meet them internationally, and that makes me proud that we all met the challenge that is put to us. Ladies and gentlemen, the story begins, and I will take you down to 1998. I was happily working away as a professor of psychology at Punjab University, the chairperson, director for clinical psychology, training clinical psychologists, working as a neuropsychologist, had a good practice. And in fact, I did not believe in women's universities. When this university was inaugurated, it's a very enormously beautiful building, the old presidency. And pictures came in the newspapers in August of 1998. I wrote an article. I said, what a befitting institution for women, equally decorative. So women get into a decorated place and stay there. God has other plans. In my face comes this appointment. And I sit there and I said, I did not believe in separating women's education. But here it is. What do I do? It was my opportunity to practice what I thought should be done with higher education. History was made then. History was made in many ways. I was given the charge, and I must say, here, place it on record. I've been saying it often, that my family stood behind me. My children were young. My husband said, go, this is a national responsibility. I'll take care of the kids. You go ahead and do this job. Here, November 28th, I was appointed. First week of December, I was given the letter and handed the vacant building, a huge vacant building, 126 canals of land. There's nothing there, nothing absolutely, except the jungle. And I was told, Vice Chancellor, classes begin in 3 weeks. Every day we had targets to meet, and every day we would meet them. At 98, I said, women of Pakistan understand the need for education, and the time of this need is now, and I'm glad that the nation understands it. And I said then, we cannot leapfrog into the future without placing education as a priority for women in all fields and all levels. So ये कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो मैं खुद उस वक्त नोट्स बनाती थी अपने लिए. Think and plan ahead, be firm but polite, check everything practically, and I taught my colleagues to do that. And always be ready with contingent plans. Things will go wrong, and that really helped us. And always make the human connection. As a psychologist, I taught each and every one of them that the human connection comes first. वो bridge cross हो जाता है उसके बाद बात. Analyze everything that goes on. Problem solving is good.
A panel of vice chancellors of different renowned universities participated in the debate topic Higher Education, a Need or Luxury. All the vice chancellors were of the view that higher education is the only way of getting experts of different fields. After debate, the session was open for question and answers. People from different age group really took keen interest in the discussion and stalls presented in Pak China Friendship Center by different educational institutes.
Now I would like to request the Chief Guest, Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani, for the closing address of the News Education Conference 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
I would like to congratulate the organizers for this timely initiative, which has brought together top-ranking academicians, vice-chancellors, policy-makers, educationists, and students. The expo, I am sure, would enable the students to get first-hand information regarding their future educational pursuits. The holding of this expo demonstrates our national resolve to make education the top public policy agenda. I would draw your attention to a quote of Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, wherein addressing the youth and students, he said, and I quote, "You must concentrate on gaining knowledge and education. It is your foremost responsibility. Political awareness of the era is also part of your education. You must be aware of international events and environment. Education is a matter of life and death for our country." Unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance that our great religion places on education cannot be overstressed. The first word which was revealed to our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was Iqra, which means read. A large number of Quranic verses and hadiths on education are a constant reminder to use to dedicate ourselves to acquire knowledge. because knowledge is a power. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to expand modern educational facilities to remote and far-flung areas of the country so that people may be facilitated at the grassroots. In this regard, I held a meeting with Chairperson HSC where we discussed more possibilities for increasing access to higher education and provision of modern educational facilities for the people living in remote areas. Let me say that though education has become provincial subject after 18th Amendment, yet the federal government will continue to support federal education institutions and higher education sector in particular. Mr. Malari has just raised one question that our total GDP, if we touch 4, that will bring prosperity and progress in the whole country. But I want to convey to this August gathering that yesterday there had been the budget for the provincial governments as well. And Sindh has, they have increased to 20% for education. And Punjab has about 10%. And all other provinces like Gilgit, Baltistan, Kashmir, and all 4 provinces, they have increased their health and educational budget. Maybe we are touching very close to the target. The manifesto of People's Party was 5 E's. Education, 1 E was education, 2nd E was environment, 3rd E was energy, 4th E was employment, and 5th E was equality. And we are moving in the right directions, and inshallah, in this coming budget, we will create jobs for 100,000 youth. And similarly, the provinces will also create jobs in their respective provinces. I am thankful to Jan Group for inviting me to share my views today. I thank you all. Pakistan, Payanda.
Prioritizing needs is necessary for best possible outcomes with limited resources. But prioritizing education should be warmly welcomed as it is the basic component for the development and prosperity of a nation.